Hello everybody, welcome back as ever to some more Block Home Day Zero building, and this is the part that we've got finalized-ish. It's the ruins of an old fort that apparently has had somebody bleed on it in the recent time. Thank you, Evilcraft, for that touch. And above it, we have a duplicate that has the entire actual, tree involved in it. Up here, so that if we make a mistake, we can just clone the bottom part and be fine, pretty much. And last time we were trying to figure out a good way of greebling the actual tree trunk, which is difficult because we have this very particular kind of wood. We have witch hazel, and there's illuminated witch hazel leaves, which are nice, but there's only really the witch hazel log. And we've tried adding in some ghost pirates, some mossy living wood and glimmering living wood. I don't think those worked out quite as well. Somebody on my Discord, which I believe was Cam, did actually post some stripped suggestions for maybe putting some tweaks to it. Yeah, indeed, was indeed Cam. And that involves the witch hazel, fir, maple, and then there's still a fairly sharp divide to the living wood, but we might be able to get around to that. Let me just fix up my GUI scale here. Up there, I think? Yeah, there we go. Now I can actually see more things, hooray. So, in extended lights we have a bunch of stuff. Cam! Meds, marvelous meds, how we do need the money for your marvelous meds. Thank you very much. That is extremely appreciated. Okay. Oh, interesting, we have shroom lights. The jack-o'-lanterns are an excellent idea. I think those would go well. The main thing was less the lighting, because we've got umpteen ways to add lights here. Like that's not a very difficult thing. Was more just sort of creating texture on the trunk that moves and blends together and doesn't look too tremendously rich, that kind of thing. We're obviously kind of having a little bit of trouble with that. I do like the green of the glimmering living wood, but it doesn't. The main living wood part of it doesn't really blend in properly. Oh, Andy, hey, good to see you. As well as the 16 people you brought with you. Wow. Close the door, you'll leave a draft. The mossy living wood looks good as well, but it has the same problem, which is the actual living wood part of it does not blend into the witch hazel. And there's just not really much in this entire pack that blends with witch hazel, unfortunately. Hey, Nipty! It has been a literal ages. Wow, I'm surprised to hear you're still alive. Good to see ya. Warden also gave some ballot discussions. Oh, let me see. Let me have a quick check. I have no idea where I'm looking here. Theory crafting? Nope, ain't that. Okay, hang on. I also can't search Discord currently because I'm streaming and that gets blocked. Wow. The addition of Willow? Okay. I think I checked Willow, but there was it blends reasonably okay-ish with the oh, that's Ghost Pirate, that's not Witch Hazel. With the Witch Hazel, except that its texture is oriented 90 degrees, so it kind of clashes a bit. But up to your own business and banished you to it. Oh, well, good to know. By the by, you definitely have an invite to this server. I think if you feel like getting into Minecraft SMP, yeah, I'm pretty sure you'd be suggested. You'd be very welcome. I think if the mid-ground, it works, it definitely works as a mid-ground between Ghost Pirate and Witch Hazel, but not quite as anything else. Let me grab an axe. That one. Oh, Ghost Pirates from rats, of course. So it's a little weird. And you can't strip it. Interesting. Noted. Yeah, it's a bit more stark that way. Nifty content in 2021 sounds sick. I mean, if Nifty wants to. We're doing some in Finnish. Oh, really? Congrats. Hope you're having fun. So, okay, what do we do? We ideally want to have the glimmering living wood, because I really like the idea of that sort of like twinkling on the tree at night, that kind of thing. But, You also included a lot of rotated blocks, which would require manual work. Not undoubtedly. Hang on. Let me see if I can find this thing. Let's see. There's a fox in a well. Warden, if you could tell me exactly which channel you put that into, that would save me some time here. Because otherwise, I am not gonna find it. Anyways, yeah, so let's... I think, for at least the moment, we can keep the mossy and the glimmering living wood. We just need to find some, maybe more browns to, like, mix in with the witch hazel, so that it's a bit less, obvious, I guess, over the phrase. So let's see. There's witch hazel. There's our mossy, and there's our glimmering. There isn't actually a living woods. Oh no, there is a living wood. Oh, there you are. Okay. If we can get to that from there, then... May you get link perms? I mean, you could just tell me. So let's see, we want wood. Give me wood, thank you. Right. There's jungle. Jungle might be a step in the right direction. There's also spruce, I think. Jungle is rotated 90 degrees. That's not perfect. Lying Central 1? You posted that in Central 1, really? Huh. Here was me thinking it was elsewhere. Ah, I see, I see. Yeah, that would definitely require some shenanigans, I think. But it's an interesting idea. See, if we were, like, here onwards, this would probably be much easier. But then it wouldn't be made out of witch hazel. And it is way too thematically appropriate for this to not be made of witch hazel. So let's keep looking for wood. Let's see, there's the oak wood, which looks different to how I remember it. Hang on. Is that it? I guess it's just on all sides. They hear the new Among Us map has a set release date and it's gonna come with a bunch of neat features. I did hear that. So let's see, we're ideally looking for something semi-greenish. There's ebony, which that might do actually. There's nightshade and maple. There's holly, redwood, bit of pine maybe. There's willow. Let's dip willow into here as well, shall we? That looks pretty smooth. I can actually barely distinguish the line between witch hazel and ebony. Could that do? Colorblind mode. I know there are colorblind features in Among Us. I'm presuming you don't mean colorblind mode for this stream, which would be a little difficult. Yeah, that looks bluish gray. It's a teensy bit on the sides, yeah, but that looks like a pretty nice gradient, I think. Could that work? Ideally, the fewer ones that we have, the better. So that's, let's see, witch hazel, ebony, spruce, living wood, mossy living wood, and then glimmering living wood. Let's just get rid of the living wood for a hot second here. Is that too abrupt? Not dreadfully. Especially not en masse, I don't think. It's certainly quite a spectrum. But if we want to go in by hand, more or less, and just knock out blocks next to these and just go gradually down the gradient, then we should be able to get things to blend in better. This might be quite tedious, but it'll be successful. So we're just gonna sort of try to make this seem like tendrils, essentially. I'm so used to typing dev at this point. Okay, night vision, 10,001, and hide particles. Great. Makes it easy to work up here. Ah. Yeah, just gonna try and blend this in a bit by adding these. Now, we did not place all of the glimmering living wood. All of this was done by RNG. Which is to say, I have not the foggiest where everything is. So it's just a matter of flying around and finding where everything went. Been a helpful person offering wood textures and lighting options in the Discord? You have indeed, Cam, thank you. So essentially we're going around here and this is literally the tree equivalent of a makeup blending, but also we are actually trying to add a little bit of a sense that maybe different parts of this tree aren't necessarily as healthy as the rest. And though I am in creative mode now, I will not be when the server goes public, live. Technically, it's both neither and also those things, but you know, you get the idea. On start day, after start day, I will not be in creative mode. So how's everybody's week been? You doing okay? It's been more or less more of the same for me. Although, speaking of meds, I did actually get a... I got a triplicate of letters recently from the NHS. Which is never a positive sign. You pretty much never want letters in triplicate from the NHS all on the same day. Generally, that's a bad sign. Friends over, they get to see me watch you live. Oh, really? Huh. So you're like a sports commentator then. How's that doing? I think that's already starting to work. And we haven't even finished one of these. Something I hadn't predicted though is that there is some directionality to this. See that? I could have sworn that these logs were meant to be omnidirectional, but apparently not. Sort of trying to give the idea of a very old tree. How old? No idea. Nobody's lived that long. Okay, I think that's good for the spruce. So now we move on to the ebony. No questions, only Dre. Am I perhaps creating a changelog right now? I feel like I get the joke you're trying to make. I am definitely changing logs here. It's actually very, like, legit. It's been very recent that I've started actually keeping change logs of things that I do. You would think that having a degree in, like, programming and whatnot, that I would probably have been taught that, but nope. I'm surprised you to know there's a lot of stuff I wasn't taught. So it doesn't surprise me. Okay, so just blending the browns into the witch hazel. Yeah, I started actually keeping a changelog for, like, various oddities and everything. And just last night, actually, my finger slipped and I accidentally an entire new project. Which is to say that I started working on for one of the modules for various oddities, so various equipment should be in the vicinity of the near future. Various equipment is the items and gear kind of module of various oddities. Currently, I've put out a note to everybody in Complex Home, so if there's any specific, like, prop that they want for their playthrough, then they can pretty much request it and I'll add it. So in my case, there is the Crown of the Archfey from 112. I blacked out, and when I came back to, there was a whole new Minecraft mod code for me. Give or take. Oh, this is looking much better. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Still feels very much like I'm doing a makeup tutorial, but for building a tree in Minecraft. Such is my job, I guess. Minecraft go burr? Oh no. Autistic programmer brain go burr.
Alright, let's bring that beat back.
We're not trying to get every piece surrounded in this, we're just trying to create a bit more of a delicate transition between the two. So that they're not quite so stark and direct. Yeah. It's looking a bit more autumnal, I guess would be the phrase. If we can look at it and our eyes just sort of glaze over the separation, then we have achieved our goal. And that's some, actually. Okay. We've nearly completed the circumference. Or the perimeter, whatever you'd like to call it. I kind of feel like we should put little fairy houses in this. Feels like that should be a thing. Like, I imagine if you're an archfey living in a tree, people probably want to live nearby. Whether or not that's necessarily an advisable idea. Okay, a bit more up here. Steals the tree. Do not. It is bad for your health to steal an archfey's tree. Tumblr user Nickmat97. Found dead in face circle. No witnesses. So where exactly is this project of yours? Okay. This is meant to be my base for the season. And the story is that I am an archfey, and therefore I need a big impressive thing because it makes no sense that we start the season with me, like, making a dirt hut, that kind of thing. And on the server, we have a variety of old school Minecraft YouTubers. We have Kieran Dave, we have LD Shadow Lady, we have Will Strife, we have other people that I am not at present liberty to name because they haven't told me that I can. And we're pretty much just gonna do old school SMP stuff. So sort of organic storylines and meddling around with mods, building stuff, having fun, that kind of old school stuff. So no like hard-written, chiseled into the stonework plots from the day one, and just gonna have fun, essentially. But the story for me is that I'm an archfey, and I've misplaced certain things about my person, and a lot of my RP for this season is definitely going to be very much about deals and bargains and contracts, because let's face it, you expect that, everybody. I'm sure everybody expects that. But yeah. It is, like, it is also, like, Come Block Home is also referred to as Minecraft 2012 Reunion. But we also have like a remit that if you're on the server, you don't have to be doing content or content in a particular fashion or at a particular rate, that kind of thing. So if people want to hang out, then they are free to do so. I think that's most of what Lizzie is planning to do. Milkbeard. Ah yes, the most feared pirate of all of the dairy farms. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. I think we just need some, like, little decorative details. I don't have witch hazel log on me, do I? There we are. Want to get into RP, but you just don't feel like you have it for such. I mean, yeah, don't worry about it. I think it's definitely something that you get better with as time goes by, like with practice. I don't think it's a thing that necessarily everybody comes to and it's just like, brilliant! Such as acting, I guess. Okay, any more tops there that I can hide? Over here. On one Minecraft RP server, you had a book of debts. People owed you because you played a little character who made deals. Ended up losing the book due to an inventory wiping glitch. Oh. That like, you decided to end it, but I would have said an alternative there would be, like, you spend an age just trying to, like, either reconstruct it or, like, retrieve it somehow. That kind of thing. It's like, just, especially if you're playing a Fae character, just because the writ of contract is gone does not necessarily mean the bargain's done. Okay. Here's the interior. Just clear out some of these leaves, because these were put in with a fill command and are therefore not necessarily where they should be. And we can try and do some work on the interior here. Possibly that someone in debt stole it and spends your time trying to get to the bottom of it. Yeah. Like, I imagine if a Mafia Don was to misplace the thing that said that somebody owed them money, they would still very much understand that somebody owes them money. Okay. So we got our... Let's see, it's mossy into spruce into ebony. Just need to remember that for my own good. Especially here on the trunk, it's gonna be heavily exposed, but that shouldn't be too big of a concern. And I'm pretty sure I already made sure that all of those leaves are persistent, so if I accidentally start breaking things, they will not vanish in front of my eyes. Should be good. Oh, night, Destiny. Have a good one. And happy birthday tomorrow, by the way. Let's just skip the talkie. I did make these leaves persistent because if I hadn't, we'd be hearing breaking noises. As that time I hecked up with the sawmill would attest. For the most part, hide the bottoms of these logs. They're not bad, they're just a significantly distinct block that I don't think it looks good. Let's see, where's the ebony? Big on ratwood. Could have them do dirty work? Oh, yeah. Bargains are such fun things, especially when you, like, make them in just the right fashion. Okay, put a slight sparkle in there. Okay, I think that's the bulk of this done. Let's have a look, shall we? So there it currently is in daylight hours. Let's make that midnight because it's the darkest point. And I forgot I still have night vision. There we go. There it is in the darkness, and let me just... Look. Here we go. How's that looking, folks? What do we think? I think that looks a bit more intentional-ish. The colors are definitely blending more. Okay. Good, good, good. Yeah, Nip, if you want in on the project, then I will gladly put your name forward. Just hit me up on Twitter. Like pretty much everybody from Chaosville has like a has a pretty good chance of getting into here. Like Andy has also been invited. He just politely declined. Brighter brown is a bit more standing out. Little bit, yeah. Kind of like that shift in color though over the course of it. Like there's maybe teensy bits that we could do being a bit more subtle, but I kind of like it. yeah, day one for Come Block Home is on April 3rd, everybody. So keep an eye out. There's a grand total of 2 weeks, just give or take now, from day one launch. If only you weren't 13 in 2012, then you could come to the CBH server and cause problems on purpose. Ah, imagine. Okay. I'm gonna save this. Call this tree 5. 1 second. Let's just actually reduce. Which direction is that? That is positive X. Just want to trim this a little bit. Bit less than that. Say 35. It makes you feel better though. I was like, let's see, in 2012 I would have been at most 22. So, an utter baby. There we go. And yes, that gets all the roots. Okay, we now have tree number 4, our most recent version. So, oh, there is when we have to remember when we want to actually like plonk this down. We have to remember to fill this with void, and then we can happily paste it over everything down there without destroying any of the trees, because we did get rid of some of the trees whilst we were designing this. But okay, F7 for light levels. Let's see. Yep, there are some spots around here that spawn mobs, and we do not want them to be spawning mobs. So this is where we start putting in lights. And for this particular build, I almost feel like it would be best to be going with the lanterns rather than actual glowing or lighting blocks or like fairy lights, whatever you like. That kind of thing. Maybe even candles. Candles would be nice. It's like, oh, humans use candles for lights. I'll just shove them around my thing that's made entirely out of wood. Humans don't seem to care, so... I like that that they are frequently, I've said this a few times over the course of this build I feel, but Fae are very much attempting to impersonate or imitate human styles, but they're always like a century or so out of date, and they're always they don't seem to understand the full-blown nuance of why we do things, so they get details wrong. Oh boy, I have so much witch hazel on me. Ugh. So yes, I think I had I posted or like tweeted or something a while back that the Fae in like Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, which is a wonderful miniseries by the gods, go watch it, were sort of like a century or so behind. So if we were to have Fae turn up now, they'd be about a century before then, so they would probably look like they were from World War II, like that sort of era, the 1920s. And this also then logically means that eventually we will have Fae that are dressed as 90s kids. Like, yeah, Roaring 20s Fae. Scene Fae versus floating candles. Torn between a love of modern Fae just chilling with an iPhone and tricking people out of their names with Starbucks, and outdated Fae struggling to send a fax. Okay, well, we've got the festive bulbs, but I don't think those will quite work for us. I do like the idea of sticking jack-o'-lanterns around this thing, especially because if we look down here, there are a lot of big pumpkins around. So, pumpkins would make sense. That would blend quite nicely. We could also maybe hang some string lights in the branches and stuff. Hmm. To get floating candles with clear glass panes under candles. I could, but it'd be a massive pain in the neck when you're moving around. Like, I know that there's, like, other Minecraft YouTubers that have done that. So would you just barrier blocks without moving them into survival at a pain? Indeed. Yeah, I think I've got options for that, at least. Glowstone Torch. How do you make that exactly? Wondering what the thimble is? Oh, yeah. That is my mic. How do we make that? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Next question. Why do you make that? Glowstone is a hell of a lot, like, it's a 1-to-1. Why then would you use that? Okay, well, let's get the lanterns. Okay, so we've got 4 mini jack-o'-lanterns. So, oh, we can also get the actual jack-o'-lanterns, can't we? Jack-o'-rattern. No thank you, I believe I shall be avoiding rats. Book of Calling Foliot Lumberjack from Occultism. Okay, sure. Sure. Okay, let's have a look at these. So we've got the classic. Okay, these are bound to a grid, they're not like skulls, okay. Missing a trick there, I would say. Alright, so there's all of the different jack-o'-lanterns we have. I think if we mix these around, they'll look quite nice. Oh, hi Misty. Okay. So let's start with a jack-o'-lantern up here. And just go around all the places that are in red currently. Not too fussed about the interior just yet. There's lunomorphs that we put in jars? Oh. Oh, there are, yeah. Crouch while placing to put down the lantern. I presume if you don't, then they just get released. Interesting that the tooltip is in different colors. Druidcraft. Druidcraft. Somebody messed up their tooltip code there. I think for this particular build, I think I like the lanterns better. Drop glowstone, win free. Ah. Make sure all the roots are actually safe. Or as safe as could be, given their location. Okay. How is that looking? Well, it's now spawn safe for the most part. Yeah, good start, good start. Maybe a little bit more over here, because the only one we can see over here is presently invisible, essentially. Safe for you, not safe from you. Yes. Okay. Right. Do I want any more lights? Let's have a look at these beams. Fin lamp and a lantern? Cage lantern, I think, would do nicely. So, traditionally... Oh yeah, that looks really nice. Can I make this higher? Yes, I can. Hey, that'll look really nice. Okay, what happens if I put something to the side? Nothing. Okay. Traditionally, Fae are harmed and extremely unpleasant about wrought iron, which is a particular kind of processed steel, essentially. But people tend to view it as like, oh, they're any kind of iron, that'll do. But this particular Archfey is slightly different from that, because you see that bar on the far left of screen there, just behind Pixel? That is from Allomancy, which is related to Wheel of Time? No, Mistborn. That series. And in this particular case, everybody gets a random Allomancy nature when they join the server. In my case, by sheer luck, I got iron. So we are essentially saying that this particular Fae is able to use iron by sheer nature of Mistborn Allomancy. So yeah, we can just pull one of those there. That'll look nice. That'll look very nice. Okay. Let's say this is 5. Right. Okay. Now we shall begin the transplant. So, let's see. From there... What if the Fae are hurt by iron thing as humans misinterpreting a common allergy Fae have, like how humans are allergic to peanuts? I mean, that would... that wouldn't really change much, but it would give the entertaining idea that, like, Fae, whenever they're visiting the human world, always have an EpiPen on them. Like humans do. Are sky blocks a thing in here? No. Sky Riss, apparently is. Not sky blocks. What is that? Biome extract. Okay then. Okay, and we want that to be structure void, replace air. 34,812 blocks, and it looks like absolutely nothing happened. But if I come over here and switch the thing, let's see, show invisible. Yep. Whole bunch of stuff done happen. Quite trippy to look at. Is there a pre-dedicated role for everyone who joins this? No. Everyone can do as and what they like, as much or as little RP as they desire. We are very hands-off controlling how and what content people make. Could you be a dragon/kobold kind of person? You could absolutely be a dragon/kobold person because we have dragons and kobolds on this server. In fact, I implemented this. I implemented the kobolds. People who were watching for a hot second ago, my memory's terrible. Did I change this to 6 or did it start as 6? Hang on, I will fix this. Okay, yeah, structure saved as 5. Right. There. Okay. Can't even more of your curiosity? Yeah, I programmed the kobolds in this. They're adorable. They make like angry puppy noises. Okay. Save for that. And I believe now we are ready to transplant this down to Earth. We just need to be certain for where one of these corners is, and it appears to be that there is a little bit of coarse dirt there. That should help. So let's see if I line myself up. And down we go. Dang. Was hoping for a straight shot to the ground, but oh well. Okay, right here. So load. Playing tree 06. Load it. Let me just quickly check. Nope, I do not have access to slash backup. So Dave, if you're watching, I might be about to break things. Okay. So this should be positioned in the exact same space as the one above us, which is also in the exact same space as the one below it. Okay, so what's the coordinates of where I'm looking here? That is 3384202. And yep, it is right above the block above that. So 33849195. Okay, those are the horizontal coordinates that we need. Here we go again. Yeah. So 33849195, 33849195. Okay. Ready, everybody? Oh, and just before just gonna set some air up there, replacing those structure voids, because my map, if you can see there, has a big black box over it. Okay. As near as I know, this is in the exact correct position. You imagine lying is committing server crimes? Maybe! We're about to find out. Distant air raid siren noise. Yeah, the fog rolls in. There you are. Right. Fingers crossed. It should be perfectly fine. We haven't rotated it. It's in the exact same horizontal coordinates. We verified it is in that position. So the absolute worst that could happen is it gets moved in like a block one direction. Oh, hallelujah. The fact that so little happened is a testament to the fact that we got that right. Ah. Okay. Grand and good. Okay, let's get rid of the big one up here then. Lang has not committed any crimes. I appreciate your trust. Lang has committed at least one sawmill crime. I mean, yeah. Oh, you meant on the server. Yes, also that. Okay. Oh. The little pumpkins dropped. I guess they need to have a structure to be on. I was like, hang on, what? I don't remember placing pumpkins in the leaves. Just gotta hoover up all the other items that got created whilst that was going through. It goes from bottom to top, so it ends up breaking stuff off a lot. It should ideally go from the other direction. At least then it'd be less likely to do that. I think that's everything. We'll most likely find more. Oh, that inventory, jeez. Well, fortunately I can do that. Wait, hang on. Is there a... Oh. One of my skin pieces is, inappropriately on. There we go. There is no red matter in Come Block Home? Thank God, no. Okay. So, you take the waystone, and here is where you arrive. Let's add ourselves the lamppost. And the caged lantern. There. Okay. Now we've got a little bit of an approach. Okay. Now I need to figure out the interior. And there is a very specific feature of this base that I really want to get working. And that is going to require some sneakery. Some substantial sneakery, in fact. Because I need essentially this doorway to only be open in a specific point of the day. Ideally, somewhere close to the witching hour. And I ideally don't want it to be... I want it to move, because Create is very good at making moving structures. So to do that, I need to essentially make a quick little thing. And I warn you ahead of time, this may require some degree of creative mode stuff, because the alternative is that I try and squeeze in an entire power source for it. So we are just going to quickly get ourselves a little platform to build this on. At least it's testing. Yeah, nope, just like... Okay. We're going to need a motor. We're going to need a clockwork bearing. This is not quite an even thing, hang on. That's gonna bug me otherwise. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So that into this, and then if we plonk that there, alright, yes, you need a special thing before you do anything, don't you? We need a shaft, I think. Unless I'm reading this wrong. Hello? Hello? God, I hate how how annoying this is to get working. Come on. Oh, I need the goggles, I think it is. Yeah, the engineer's goggles, hang on. That'll help. A smidge. It does want to move. I can see that much. Where's the glue? There's the glue. Top tip. If you have glue in your offhand, it auto-applies it. I can see that you want to move. Why aren't you? Okay, how about if I do this sideways? How about we not do that? Thank you very much. Glue. Yeah, it'll glue everything if you do that. See, what this is meant to be used for is showing the passage of time, essentially. Or it is if you can get it to work. apparently I can't. Which is annoying, because I've definitely done so. There's a gear. Okay, well, there's a gearbox. Hang on. Okay. That is definitely moving. Is this just moving too slowly for it? Is that it? Nope. Certainly is not that. Great shafts are incredibly fiddly. Yeah, I'm getting that picture. There's a wrench, isn't there? For this, yes. So we can control exactly how it displays things. 24-hour clock is probably fairly close to what we want for this. Or at least a 12-hour clock, because we probably want to be able to open this thing more than once in a day. Why you no move? I know you desire motion, why not? Okay, well, as we kind of say in Magic the Gathering, reading the block explains the block in this case. 2 clock hands quickly in-game time. When powered by kinetic, starts rotating the attached structure towards the current hour and the second structure existence, yada yada. Okay. Flickered, so yeah, it registered the thing that was on it as being something that can rotate. So let's... Just looking for actual, like, cog, that's the word. Not gear. Let's go with the big one. Why not? Okay. Don't you need glue to you kind of, but it's like that block specifically is fine. Okay. Is this going to make a right mess? Probably. Yeah, neither of them are moving. Despite the fact they clearly should be. Why you no move? I'm an idiot, that's why. Okay. Guys, do you know what I've only just remembered? Is that this clockwork bearing shows the current real, like, in-game time. What do you think is the situation with the in-game time? I swear I've made that mistake before as well. Okay, now is this gonna move? Apparently not. But hey, at least we figured that out. Aha, there we go. Yeah. Okay, what do we set this to? Set this to our hand first. Yeah, there's the minute hand. Okay. I forgot I turned off time. Yeah. Right. So for our little door, as long as this doesn't stop, it actually will never break blocks, is my understanding. But we can test that out. Kindly chill, please. We can test that out by adding things that are not connected. I don't recall, but I think if you add stuff with the, if you do stuff like that with the glue in your hand, it also does the thing. So yeah, there we have it. Just sort of hidden in the wall. And the great thing about these is that you can stand on them. They're still actually there, even though they're not like, they're not blocks, they're entities. You can rotate you. But that also means if I stand where the hole is, I fall through because physics isn't applied there, despite the fact that there is ostensibly a block there. Okay. This is also a really great way to make circles in Minecraft. You just attach a drill on the top of this and it works beautifully. Okay. So, we need to determine the size of the circle that we'll be adding here. Because we know we want the doorway there. How wide a circle can we have in here so that it won't ideally interact with the outer edges, so it doesn't just pop up while you're looking at stuff. Another alternative is I can just have it way down in the floor and it rotates like that, but then the doors will just like shunk, plump, and not even like the way it should. Okay, so how far can we go this way? To about there, let's say about there. Okay. How far can we go this way? Significantly less. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think so. About 5 or 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just get rid of that for the second. Get myself a gear shaft or a gearbox. Stick some glue in me hand. Okay, so there's our doorway. Yeah, let's get rid of that. And no, you stop that. This is the slight annoyance part of Okay. This will also move you if it hits you, by the way. Whee! Which is entertaining. Okay, so does that hit anything of the exterior? Benefits of having a tree with a large base. It does not. Okay. And that will give me a 9 kind of shape, I believe. A 9 sized kind of entryway area. Or we can have a little side room if we desire it. I don't know why, just in case. Okay. Let's see how it touches anything else around it. No, backup started. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, I think we can survive moving this back a step and having it a little bit longer. I think that'll be okay. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Leap. No, stop. I desire that you stop it. Yeep. Okay then. Okay, so we're just experimenting here to find out how big of a entry room we can have. And as long as it doesn't stop, it doesn't actually break any blocks. But if it stops where there's already a block, then yes, it will break it. It will break. Okay, I think if we go another block, it will have some troubles. But I think there is good. Okay. So let's just pluck together a quick bit of witch hazel. Which direction am I facing? Positive X. We. Okay. So that's basically the full size of our door. And as this comes around, it should block that up, and then essentially we want to invert that, because we want it to only be open at certain times rather than only be closed at certain times, which is what it currently is. But yeah, there it goes. Okay. Now remember, we have an exact clone of this entire tree because of our structures, so I can actually break as much of this as I like in the hopes of making this thing, and then overlay it back on when we're done. Except that it will include the ground. But if we build it up, we're going to be building it upwards anyway, so that part's fine. But okay, right. So. We got our door. Now we just need to actually hook it all up. And that's going to require doing this upside down so that we have actual full access to the floor. Don't know why it pretty much just decided it was going to start working, but it did. I'm not going to complain too heavily. Doorway. Bear in mind, we probably want to be, let's actually glue the thing, shall we? Or actually, it's a really easy way for us to draw out the circle of this. I know, drills. Mechanical drill, there we are. So we know that's where we're going to be going. There we go. And one there, and one there. Could also use a placer, but for right now this will do. No, the other way. Can be so finicky, these things. Okay. Nope, not that. That. Grand way to draw circles. You need a chest, don't you? Or else you get annoyed with me. I not just... Okay, I don't know where the glue just went. But it sure did. There. I don't honestly know why it's not working now. Is that just what time it is? Yeah. It's because it was on our hand. So this will show us the exact blocks that our doorway will be above. Perfect. And because we had the chest, it actually picked them up. Although we care too much about dirt. Okay. Circles in Minecraft, everybody. Circles in Minecraft. Okay, don't need that anymore. And also don't actually need this anymore. Get there. 34 dirt. Right. So, depending upon what hour we want this to be open, we will just make a whole circular kind of cylinder of like, witch hazel and such, and then just remove pieces from the hour that we want it to actually be open. In our case, we can... I feel like... Do we want dawn and midnight? Or sunset and dawn? Or just midnight? I feel like midnight is the most obvious one, but only being able to exit our base through the front door at one specific hour of the day is maybe a bit much. Can you put a redstone block on the end and pick that signal up? I absolutely can have a redstone input. If I can find the block for it. Yeah, redstone contact. Only emits redstone power in pairs, is movable with mechanical pistons, bearings, or over controllers. Provides a redstone signal when facing another contact. Triggers all stationary contacts it passes. So you can use that as... You can use it as a clock if you like. So you can have like a ring of redstone lamps turn on according to the time. Dawn and dusk. That way the door mechanism is clock driven but isn't the mechanical action of the clock. I guess... let's see, there's a clockwork bearing, windmill bearing, mechanical bearing, but there is also a sequenced gear shift. Programmable utility comic which can change its rotational throughput according to up to 5 consecutive instructions. Let's have a look. So, turn, say, 180. Let's actually do this outside. They are said to be most active at dawn and at dusk. Noted. Okay, so let's say 180 degrees. I've just realized this does not have power. Shift to scroll faster. Never! Carpal tunnel for life. Well, actually, ow, my wrist is not great. Okay. So now when this gets power, it should rotate 180 degrees from where it currently is. In which case, we don't need a clockwork bearing, we just need a bearing. That helps if I actually glue these, doesn't it? Okay. Just engage this. Shouldn't you be engaged? Hello, sir. I don't know problem is. I don't know why you're so finicky, but you're being finicky. Oh, always place when stopped. Near initial angle, only place when anchor destroyed. There you go. Okay. And then a redstone signal of some degree. Well, that kind of works. Oh, here's Dave. Wonder if it's because of the controls here. Let's have a look. Have a bit of a tinker. Turn, piston, weight, end. We definitely want it to be turn. But it's clearly not going to 90-degree angles. Oh, hang on. Yeah, it's bouncing. Let me actually give this thing a button. It might work, but might be a bit happier with a button. Yeah. It works, it's just not very precise, it seems. Or maybe it wants a really low rotational velocity. Which I can't see because of the way these motors work. Ugh. Just dial that way down. Where would the various gears go when moved to 118? Oh, 116. The various gears, like the ones from various entities? Zeno, thank you very much for that. Clockwork going new, this is super cool. Glad to know, and thank you very much for that donation, because now I can actually get my meds. Which, speaking of, the free letters that I got from AHS were all actually about that. So it does rotate 180, it just doesn't... Doesn't seem to stop properly. But if it's got a lower motor speed, it does seem to at least get closer to what it should be. That's something. So if we have that, then we can have a circular thing controlled by a clockwork bearing that sends out a signal to this sequenced gear shift at specific times of day. Is my understanding. This is a bit more complicated than just having a clockwork bearing, but it's also a lot less to worry about, I guess. Like, we can also control it a lot better. Okay. Right. Let's try going up here and building ourselves a demo of what we're talking about here. Okay, so vertical gearbox, where are you? There you are there. Motor set to like 8. This doesn't really need to be very fast. The clockwork is always going to go to the right place, to the right speed. Okay. Poke a hole there so we can get to that. Where we can put our clockwork bearing. And this we want to set to our... we'll set this to minute for the moment. Okay. And redstone contact. Where are you? There you are. Okay. Plunk that there. It also means I can leave. Yes, it does. But I live in a forest, so I can always leave. Okay. So that's now rotating according to the current time. So, if we then have contacts... where have we gone? That's the sequence gear ship. That's not what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. Like there. And here. Then we should get a signal out of it, which we can tell with a lamp for the time being. Like so. Okay. So that gives us a redstone signal that we can use to operate our door according to the time, but in specific increments. Meaning, we only need the one thing that rotates at 180 degrees, which then means we only need the one piece of door, because it'll work just fine then. Okay. More specifically, we'd have, like, an arc of these, so that we pass over one, it opens, and then a short, like, 1 hour later or something, it turns again. One thing I do note is... I think those are stable signals rather than pulses. But we can probably fix that up quite happily. Yeah, those are stable signals rather than a pulse, but again, we can deal with that. And we can definitely make this smaller, that's for sure. So, indeed, let's make it smaller. Might as well. So let's see. Let's set the time to noon. That'll give us a nice 0. We also probably want to actually have daylight cycle off for the hot minutes, just while we're figuring this out. And set that to hour. Oh, welcome back, Dave. Okay. So for noon, we want this to be open. Which I think is right there, and then we want it to turn off again there. So, approaching noon, it turns one of these on, and then it turns the other one. It passes noon, it turns the other one off. If I have this correct. Various oddities, gears, which pack would they be in? Various oddities, gears, I don't know. They might be their, like, various blocks or whatever. I'm not 100% certain. Hey, Sam. Okay, so if we set to midnight, we should be apparently completely stationary. Oh, right, of course, because midnight is the same. This is a 12-hour clock, so we actually don't even need this other side. Okay. So we just set that, watch it go around, we should get things going. What map pack is this? This is Unlikely Reunion. It is available on Curse. Okay. So it goes around, hits this one first, and then a bit later hits that one. So we can get a pulse. And that pulse we then feed into a sequenced gear shift, like right there. And that controls our door. So that one turns off a little bit later. That one. Beautiful. So there is a window of opportunity, or more specifically a door of opportunity, I guess. Okay, create ostensibly has a block for making pulses, so let me just find wherever it is in here. Who just... okay. Interesting choice of block there. And why do some of these just have the barrier block as their icon? That's a bit strange to me. Okay, didn't find it. Right. Okay, so let's see. Pulse repeater, powered latch, adjustable pulse repeater, adjustable repeater. Simple circuit for getting for cutting passing redstone signals to a length of 1 tick. That is probably what we need. So let's see, pulse repeater. We do this well, we probably won't even need to have a nope. Okay, 180 please. Perfect. Okay. To there, to that. Bit of redstone dust in between. Ah. We do not get a signal through. That's interesting. Oh. Candy kittens? You have candy kittens, Cam? Okay, let's get daytime here. Yeah, it powers, it just doesn't power through the block. Okay, so I probably need to put this on top. Pretty small though, so far. That's good to see. And all powered by a single creative motor. There we go. Okay, and stop. And move again. Perfect! What'd you miss? We managed to turn our 180 degree clockwork round table, I guess, door into like one block, essentially, just by making the wiring a little bit more complex. Okay, now we need a bearing. And that then registers where the ceiling level is for our doorway. Whoop, missed one. But there we go. And it's currently unmitted, so it runs pretty fast. It also places the blocks, which is not ideal. I think Create has like invisible blocks or something that you can place between things, because I know I've seen people do that in builds. But heck if I know what block it is. Ooh, Mossy Scoria, that looks nice. Some very nice blocks in here actually, looking at them. Let's see, there's glass. We literally could probably just use barriers, come to think of it. Round and around it goes. Where it stops, literally everybody knows. That's kind of the point. So it's open for a brief period of time, and then whoop, through it goes. Nice. Good, good, good. Okay. I think we can definitely fit, especially this chunk on the top, we can definitely fit that into the trunk. Or the gronk, I think Dave called it. Bonus, I'm pretty sure we can stand on this while it's triggering. Get rid of those two. I think. Yeah. Whee! So yeah, there we go. And since we go over a 12-hour clock, that should get us both midnight as well as noon. So moon directly overhead or sun directly overhead, the door should open. Okay, very good. Very good indeed. Alright, let's get to building that down here. Okay, right, so... here's ceiling level. It's weird when you think about it. What, the gronk? I imagine most things are weird when you think about them, especially if you're thinking of them as a gronk. It must spin around once at one speed and then again, but faster? I don't know. Hadn't put that much thought into it. Anyways, this particular circle of space is still going to be useful. Because we can actually put planks in the middle of this. Let's see, birch. Birch, please. Laku Grove, marble. Something ideally looks a bit... oh, there's char planks. Huh. Night is much shorter than day. Good point, yes. Something that looks a bit brassy. Arcane Edelwood. That looks nice, but I get the feeling building with that... oh god dang it, glue. I get the feeling building with this might be... I have just created in, like, stuff that I shouldn't have. Arcane gold, okay. How do you make that? Okay, yeah. That absolutely would be the forbidden stuff, but it looks so much, it looks so nice. Okay. Let's see, there's copper, brass. I do like. Brass is a good material here, but it is actually kind of hard to get. Arcane gold isn't so bad, you made it easier. So brass ingots are made by blasting crushed brass. Wait. And that's quite what I was looking for. Mixing copper and zinc. Brass is a good material. Because it's very on brand for Archfey line. So at least for the moment I'll use it. Just as a flooring, so I know where the floor be. Make the interior to an Eidolon. Oh. I haven't touched Eidolon yet. I probably should investigate the magic mods a bit more, considering how much I'm probably going to be relying on them. But I haven't as yet. Okay. So, blocks for our door. Because we're going to need that in place fairly early here. Okay. So that door is completely glued together, but just to be on the safe side, let's add a bit more glue. Okay. And then we ideally need to control it from a central point that we're not going to be able to see. The best option I can think of for that would be slabs. Do sail frame, white sail, no. Casings, Got it. I shouldn't, but I'm kind of interested in the idea of using a mechanical piston. So, like, the door shifts in when it's rotating and then shifts back out. I shouldn't do that, but it's an entertaining idea. Also, I'm not even the slightest bit sure how you do that. Let's see what we got here. Slabs are... Why shouldn't I? Because it'll balloon the redstone a lot. Is why. Okay, I think dolomite looks really nice. I do like the look of dolomite. And the white with the brass looks kind of like a good idea. So let's see. Fancy dolomite slabs or just dolomite bricks? Or just polished dolomite. Let's go with polished. This might be easy to make a vanilla redstone clock and use that. I don't think so somehow. Okay, so our middle point is there. And then we want to put a mechanical bearing above that. Not the clockwork bearing, but the mechanical bearing. Okay, and above that we want the gearbox, the sequenced gear shift, my mistake. Okay, and on top of that we want a vertical gear shift, or vertical gearbox. I don't know what the distinction is, they're just different names. Okay, we know we want both our contacts over there, so we'll leave that. Dial you down to 8. Only place when anchor destroyed. Okay. Grand and good. And then you... Oh, that's a redstone contact, not the gear shift. No wonder you're not moving. I was curious. Okay, 180 when you get a pulse. So... just get a button into this business for the moment. See what you do. Oh, you're doing the weirdness again. I told you not to do the weirdness, but you're doing the weirdness. The good news is, no matter how low I put that velocity, it will complete the thing before it stops. And also, with the clockwork bearing, it doesn't care how quickly your things are going either. I don't want you to do that, because you look rubbish from the outside. You look really obvious from the outside if you do that. Okay, hang on. If I just dial this up, would you happily work better? Why? Why do you do that? Come on. Play nice. Alright, so we know we're going to need a pulsar into that. I'm hoping I can get this done before I have to go make tea and such. Okay. No, overweight. That way, thank you very much. And there. I think it'll be fine with that there. That shouldn't be an issue. Or will it be an issue? Let's see. No, it won't. Okay. Plonk that there. We're going to need a clockwork bearing on top here. And we might as well use this as well, just to make it slender. Okay. Set that to the minute hand. And this barring a drop of redstone right there should be ready to go. There you are. Okay. See, that's not right. You can still just walk right through it. If you're wondering where the rest of the base goes, the answer is down. Pardon me. I get the impression it will figure itself out. It just kind of needs... It needs very careful management of its velocity. Alternatively, I could just tell it to place the blocks when it's done and just make sure there's nothing in the way. Which... not inconceivable. Probably for the best, actually. Except would that make the... Always place when stopped. Let's try that. Which apparently it doesn't count as right now. Who knows? Is there like brass slabs perchance? Because I feel like this might be a little too low ceiling. Ooh, it's doing the thing. Let's find out. Okay, I don't see any glue. But it still moves just fine. Okay. I think we go with that. Grant. That one we just need to leave be, essentially. I have... Yeah, if I have glue in my offhand it shows it, but otherwise it doesn't. Good. Good to know. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this feels... 2.5 feels too low, I think. I think we need a lower ceiling than this. That just fits perfectly back in. Ain't it gorgeous? Feels intimate. Dave, don't you be coming near my door. Take that sentence however you like. Especially the correct way. certainly an exchange to mentally tune back into. Indeed. The subtle differences between American and British fiction. That's fiction? Okay. Yeah, I like this. This is a good start. And the idea is then we have this platform goes down, essentially. So this platform will also be a moving object. So for that, we want to, like, actually use drills, because it'll take forever otherwise. Let's make a nice little seat for it. So that when it rotates, it actually has a place to stop. There we go. If it weren't for this beam up here, you'd never know it was missing. Although, we could also get rid of the beam just by extending... Rude. We can also get rid of the beam just by extending the glue back there. But, yeah. Let's just add a block there. Just so it's a little bit more discreet as to where this thing is. We can also make the actual door be a bit more contoured and shaped if we liked. We could actually just have a chunk of this that just rotates as long as it ended up in the right place. Unfortunately, I think we would have to have it place the blocks rather than keep them in suspension. Because otherwise it just has that annoying pausing at the wrong angle kind of thing. But okay, that's looking good. Again, I do want to... Are there brass? There are no brass half slabs. Pity. Is there a kind of slab we could use? There's electrum. Electrum sheet metal as well. Anything like, I feel like something dark colored might do well. Smoky quartz there, blackstone, polished blackstone. We have chisels and bits if you want to make a slab. I don't know that I want to combine chisels and bits with this. I've done that before with things, and it has not necessarily been the wisest of ideas. Okay, we can definitely get rid of this. Dave, what are you doing that there's a backup starting? And should I be worried? You chisels and bits, you back up. Fair and valid. Fair and valid. Oh, not really. I'm not touching the chisels and bits, that's for sure. At least not with this system. If I'm doing chisels and bits, I'm using it A, sparingly, and B, stationarily. Fill this in. Okay. Just a little bit there. F7, lighting. Naturally, it is pitch black in here, so that is not good. Let's get ourselves some of those lanterns. We're indoors now, which means that we're now in the we're behind the stage curtain. So here we want more of the lanterns and such. Is there any kind of light inside of Create, for that matter? Come to think of it, is there just like a lighting block we can use? Warped window. That looks really nice, actually, for a build. I'll have to think of that. I know there's the Nixie tubes, but I also know the Nixie tubes are fairly late game. Yeah, so we probably don't want to be using those. Or at the very least, they're sufficiently late game that I would feel bad for, like, just plonking them in creative mode. Those are good, but I feel like they maybe have the wrong color leaves to them. Oh, okay, if I just plonk them on the ground, then they apparently are fine. Little weird, but we are behind the curtain. And for context, behind the curtain, I'm using to refer here as the exterior here is the facade of normality, or close to it, that the Fae is putting on. The interior here is where you've got the rigging and everything. You're behind the curtain of the play, that kind of thing. Okay, I am... I don't want to stop that because it'll crash into blocks and remove them. So I just need to remove that for the moment. I'm going to put lights up here too, don't I? Yeah, just to make sure nothing spawns in the wiring. Wouldn't that be terrible? Because I am just going to quickly expand this so that I don't have this channel. Because that's... yeah, I'm not fond of that. Okay. Okay. It is great that I can have a block that passes into or through another block and trigger a redstone signal. I love it. Okay. I feel like the Shroomlight's maybe not the right choice for this. Maybe not close, but not 100%. I definitely do not want to put a Feral Flare Lantern down, because I'm trying to control my lighting quite specifically here. Let's get our lights. Okay, there's candles we could use. The caged lantern I really like the look of. We could also use, like, other things, more modern looks. Something that looks like it would be equally at home inside of, like, early industrial. Like Industrial Revolution, that kind of thing. Like, the caged lantern I like. Wait, missed the thing. There. Can I put that hanging? Yes, I can. Hanging, like, a few inches, but hanging. Minecraft lanterns? I mean, yes, there's that. But I like these. Nearly. Let's go... Nope, can't quite go there. I don't know why I'm bothering too much with the lighting here, considering we have already ascertained that we will be replacing this with just, like, 100% slabs. Another option, I guess, is I could just shift that up and then just zigzag up. So this mechanism is actually, like, much higher up in the, much higher up inside of the gronk. Yeah, that's much nicer. Got a smooth, ceiling now. Doing that requires resetting this up, though. So I don't know. I could probably use change to hang the lanterns lower. True. It's not a huge concern right now, though. Okay. So, let me think. Also, I will be saying that to hour later rather than minute. Because this is functional, but it's happening too frequently. And the amount of time you have to, like, wander in is very low. And I would do that right now, but I'd probably get locked in. So, okay. There was Electrum Slab. Where'd you go? Which is nice. Copper Slab could also work. Reinforced Blast Brick Slab. Doesn't look too bad. I'd prefer tile a bit better, though. Is there a... There's the blast brick and there's the reinforced, and I'm guessing those don't glue together the way I would like them to. No. Electrum. It's not bad, but I really prefer something in brass. It's a little darker, a bit more orangey. Speaking of orangey, that's a bit garish. And then that's just the ceiling, which might get confusing. Okay, hang on, let's check brass. Yeah, there is no brass slabs. There's full brass blocks. There's two different kinds of brass block, in fact, but there's no half slab. Pity, pity, pity. There's the copper. Copper sheet metal, electrum. We're kind of looking for something in between electrum and copper. Mystery wood. Orange sheet metal. Might be close, actually. Yellow sheet metal. Helix tree. Nightshade. Sika. Bronze? Check. No bronze slabs. I could just make it out of glowstone and magma. I mean, if I made it out of polished granite, I would certainly have the mental note of don't break or you'll break something. Elder slab. Polished scoria. Scoria does sound good, I think. Let's compare the scoria. It won't look like our brass, but it would be a nice counterpoint in color to the brass that's probably going to be quite prevalent in this design anyways. So maybe we'll use that. Right, let's do a kind of an inlay. Okay, and let's have a block there, maybe, upon which we will have a torch or cage lantern, I think, or just a lantern or something, some kind of trigger here. Fancy lantern, yeah, let's go with a fancy lantern. Ascidian. I think I'll leave that for later. Post. There we go. Okay. Right. Let's glue it. might look a right mess by the time I'm done, but it should be fine. I just have to remember to never hold glue when I'm on the lift. What's the chocolate looking block? This is polished scoria. This is from Create. Okay, bit of a pinwheel there, but it should be fine. There we go. So this whole thing is glued to itself, just as that whole thing is glued to itself. So now it should move entirely as one object. Do I want to leave that for post-launch, though, is my next inquiry. Fill in these gaps so I can't see through to the wiring up there. Pardon me. Nice. Is Dave streaming currently? Anybody know? Okay, just to hide that. No, you're not. Okay, just checking. I need the extender group just to be able to reach off, I suppose. Pardon me. Okay, one enclosed tree interior, or tree-teria, if you will. I think now I can set the clock to the proper timing. So you want to be on our hand, as opposed to somebody else's. Oh, that's sticking right in the wall, ain't it? Let's see how that looks outside. Is that visible outside? Key question, because we don't want it to be visible at all. Looks fine. Okay, how far are we from... Okay, we're heading towards dawn. Except it's actually waiting for midnight or noon. But okay. Got ourselves a pretty nice place so far. It's a little bit on the cramped side, but it's a start. So how does one make scoria? Real quick. From natural scoria or soul sand? You find it? Okay, good to know. Good to know that one can in fact find it. There are massive veins? Oh, that's what they told me at my last last blood test. So, if we wait until noon, then this door should open for a bit. But nice. Looks very nice in the dawn. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that an image? What a pretty picture that is. Yeah, I think we managed a pretty nice looking tree. Weird flex, but okay. I mean, I've had a fair bit of blood out lately, so just while they try and figure things out. Okay, where is sun? Actually, hang on, close. Grab myself a clock. It has the same principle. Yeah, so that is currently dawn. And once it fully rolls around towards noon, the door should open. And then, ta-da! Hidden entrance into a tree. Can you come see? Go ahead. Just undo my mess as always. Whoop. I have a waystone, but okay. Sure. I'm gonna have to keep a clock on me, actually, or else I won't know if my own front door is open. Okay, so 12-hour clock, which means it opens twice per day, at midnight and noon. If I set it to a 24-hour clock, it would only open once per day, unless I added more contexts. But I like it opening at midnight and noon. Imagine being locked out of your house and you absolutely have to sit out there for 6 hours until midnight. Yeah. And I could just also set time to noon, but... Two bros chilling near a closed door 5 blocks apart because they're gay? I mean, this is absolutely an interior design. This is absolutely a decorating stream. I guess eventually you can make wireless redstone as part of my progression. Absolutely. But for a build as big as this, it wasn't necessary. And I didn't want to use things that were too heavily advanced, at the very least. Like, if we go to the sequenced gear shift, that is made with an electron tube. An electron tube is made from pearlesced quartz, and the rose quartz is, yeah, but it's not too difficult to make. It's mostly just a matter of getting everything else together. And you've got the brass casing, and the cogwheel, and a clock, somewhat conveniently. Brass sheets, not hard to do, very straightforward. Deep, utterly bouncing with joy at this. Feel like I lost some leaves on the tree along the way? Nope, they're fine. They're all good. And besides, if they were perfectly pristine, then they would look out of place amongst everything else here. Okay, getting close to noon. Every time someone redeems Dob, I wonder why they hurt me so much. Okay, we should be getting close. Yeah, I can see the sun overhead. This is where we find out that I broke the wiring somehow, isn't it? Dave vibrating in place. Yeah, a little bit. Any second now. There we go. I think they like it. And then a little bit, the door closes again, and then we had to wait another, like, 6 hours. But yeah. And then I'm trapped in there. At least I'll know for how long. Stays open for a lot longer. That's because it's based on the hour time. And also, if it was open for a particularly short period of time, then I would basically never get out of the house. Which, admittedly, is not much different from reality, but still. I don't know if I'd stand there if I were you. Because it does have physics when it's rotating. It will hit you. Won't kill you, as far as I know, but it will move you. Am I gonna have any alternate entryways just so you can leave your own house at 3 PM? I don't know that I'll be going out much, honestly. Like, they are known for partying, but might be a good idea to have a non-canon entry and exit for out of character stuff. I guess. Okay, there we go. Just as soon as the clock turned, essentially. And there we have it. Or an emergency exit. Fire code adherence. I live in a tree. Could use my Hosuke teleporters? I could. I could also just like put a waystone, a non-global waystone inside of here. Like have like a banquet hall or something and have a waystone near that. Or a banquet hall set, I guess the phrase would be. Yeah, there we go. So that works. Our doorway officially works. Our incredibly... Oh geez, are you... just wait like 24 hours, you'll be fine. Yeah, our doorway now works. Our incredibly overcomplicated doorway now works. Hurrah. I should check the lighting on the other side of this wall, come to think of it, because I'm fairly certain, yeah, that it's not mob-proofed in here. Yeah. Just be really cheap and just put down some torches. Because I do not want any creepers spawning inside of my tree. Thank you very much. I don't think there'll be anything through there, but let's have a look. Yeah, there's a little bit. Teeny bit. Yep, good. Okay, I think that's all of it. Hurrah. And there are parts in the ruins that are spawnable, but yeah, I don't know, I think it's fine. That spot of blood, I actually don't think I'm going to get rid of that. I kind of like the thematic of having that around. Hold F3 and F4 and let you quickly switch game modes. F3 and N, to be exact. It'll switch between your previous game mode, which is usually creative, and spectator. Which I have used quite liberally in some of my body actor roles with Tyser recently. Hit the bed? Okay. Night Nifty. And yeah, get back to me if you wanna, like, and if you want an invite, and I will put your name forward. I don't imagine it to be rejected. I do have to flag it past everybody else first. But yeah, looking nice. Do we maybe wanna like have a path going up here? Like some not like an obvious not like an absolutely obvious path, but like some kind of hint that things do work their way this way between the lanterns and such. I feel like that would be good. So let's get some coarse dirt and what we got there? Coarse deep soil from the Untergarten. Bit of path maybe. Because if people come and visit, we want them to actually know where to go. It's another situation where I kind of miss the RNG access of World Edit, but oh well. Okay, that's a bit too neat. That's why I prefer to have World Edit and other things do it for me. Spot a gravel? Gravel, mom? Spot a gravel? Can I offer you some gravel, sir? That's a good look. Add some plants on top of the coarse dirt so it looks a bit more natural. Okay. Oop. Here comes the second time of the day that our door opens. I say, if we wanted to add, if we want to have it open at noon and, well, if we wanted to have it open at dawn and sunset as well, very easy. Just add another pair of contacts on the other side of the doorway. Very easy. Very, very controllable. Exactly when we can exactly control the hour at which this door is open. It's lovely. Love that. What is in this chest? Stuff and things. Huh. Just gonna leave that for when I actually start playing, I guess. Oh, this tower's rubbish. Got nothing up it. Who are you? Pixies. Pixies that look kind of like Alice in a magical girl outfit. Alex in a magical girl outfit. Could a path going to the tower since it's more ideal way everyone not in the right time would go. Ish, but nobody's been in these ruins for a very long time, so a surviving path would probably be heavily overgrown. Also, it goes like directly through the doorway here, like the like gateway, so it conceivably does go through the back there, just got overgrown. But yeah, I'm very happy with this. This looks really nice. Okay, so next stream, I guess we're digging a pit. We'll be using our lift to dig a pit. Which, I didn't intend this, but I guess the base structure of, like, base has a lot of implications, has a lot of nuances. The functional space of this base is going to very much be similar to Witch in the Woods. What's the command I use to show invisible blocks? I don't have a command for that. It's part of the structure blocks. But what exactly is it you're looking for? Yeah, I do like this. I do like that it opens at midnight and noon. Those are good times. But I guess, strictly speaking, dusk and sunset are mystery bit of farmland that cannot be planted on. I will come over and have a look, like, after this. Just wanna watch the doorway open. If there's anything I can do just to make sparkles, that'd be nice too. Here comes the moon. Here comes the moon. And a phantom. Forgot about you guys. Unfortunately, I'm classed as being a fae, so... let's see. Types, list, targets, me. I am a holy fae. There we are. Maybe Dave could reload, that might be it, but yeah. Tricksters and deal makers, often springing from a segment of the natural world containing powerful magic. Holy type creatures are noble and benevolent, though they might still pack a wallop if interfered with. Those are the defaults, by the by. I'm like the only person on the planet for whom Various Oddities has default types. Let's see what Dave's are. Just humanoid. Yeah, just dull old humanoid. Imagine being just a dull old humanoid. Couldn't be me. But okay, so the plan is we will have a mechanism that causes this entire thing to descend. And then we will have like floors with different things on them, stuff going on. Have you know I'm quite special in this plot arc, thank you. Okay, you know, I'm sure you are. I wonder if I should glue the brass edging. I could then serve as like a nice little piece to maybe convince people to not wander off the edge while it's moving. I don't have to be that user-friendly, it's my base. But yeah, so to do that, we're going to have an actual connector that comes down, and then that'll shift the whole thing. We can do the connector part, or we can have it just descend, in which case we'll need a piston instead of a pulley. Ah well, either way, I can figure it out. But here we are, stuck in a tree. But yeah, this is gonna heavily resemble the Witch in the Woods base, which was not intentional, but I guess you can make of that whatever you like, and certainly will. Anyways, that's all that I have time for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you like our fancy schmancy base tree. And I will catch you later on. My next stream should be Saturday with some carousel, with some random selected games. And then on Tuesday, we have some more building blocks, more programming stuff like Various Oddities, the thing that makes me a fancy fae and Dave a dull human. And on Thursday we shall have some Among Us as well, and keep an eye out on the Twitter for any more bonus streams, although I'm sure they'll get posted to the Cumlock community Discord. Anyways, hope you've all enjoyed. Catch you all. I missed half of my outro, didn't I? Right, yes. Thank you to everybody that donated so that I can get my medication, which it's not covered by the NHS and has to be imported across from, like, I think Czechoslovakia or something, the Czech Republic, I don't know anymore, it's weird. But that makes it expensive because Brexit. If you want to help me out on a more persistent basis, you can head over to patreon.com/lying, where you get access to our patron Minecraft server, as well as all manner of goodness and early viewing of videos and such. Right. That's all my outro. Catch you all ever, and next time. Carol says goodbye too.